getting parents to come to a lecture is exceedingly difficult. Exceedingly difficult. A, because everybody's either real or imagined pressed for time. You may not really be pressed for time. You know, I find 3 hours to watch last night's hockey game, but did I find 20 minutes to come to sit at conferences with the teacher? You know, it's all relative to what we value. That's the reality. But at the same time, coming to parenting lessons may be as fun as going to the dentist. You know, that pre-root canal evaluation, that kind of thing. Some people might feel that way. So we have to do whatever we can to make it as engaging as we can. And I think the more that it's, you know, it's interesting though, it's not relevant really to our conversation, but I was researching recently. I did a talk at an advancement conference. And one of the things that I did a little bit of research on was the success of the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yes.
You might be familiar last year. It was huge. And the amount of money that was raised for Lou Gehrig's disease was beyond anything that they've even come close to, you know, experiencing before. And so I was looking at websites that were talking about why was it so popular. And one of them had to do with the fact that it was, you know, very much ready for social media. It was an easy thing to record yourself and put yourself on Facebook. That was a piece of it. But there was this sort of interpersonal component to the process. You know, I'm doing it and sort of I'm motivating you to do it. So the more that your parents can take ownership of the parenting process, the more that maybe they could be in charge of either committees or driving small conversational groups or things like that, that they can then bring others into their little world as opposed to it all coming from us, where we're trying to reach out and we just have, besides the fact that we're so stretched, we don't have a lot of time, we don't have a lot of resources. So what do? You put out a flyer, you send out an email, maybe you do one of these calling post type of things, and you do the best you can, and you get 5% or 10% of your parents, and you consider yourself fortunate. In most cases, that's what it is. We pat ourselves on the shoulder and we say, okay, we did parenting. But the reality is that we need to be able to consider what's going to bring people to the table. And I think that for all of this, that's important. So it's something certainly to think about.